Hello, I'm Toasty, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. Now, this episode, we're going to be continuing with oil production and making some computers and some circuit boards. But first, I do have to address some mistakes I made in the last episode. So, first off, I said that 145 plastic requires 435 crude oil, which it does not. 145 plastic only requires 217.5 crude oil. But I think this is actually a good thing that to have happened, despite the fact that I made a big dum-dum, did a big stupid. This is a good thing, because in my calculations for computers, I did not consider literally anything else. So I would be making 2.5 computers and then a little bit of extra plastic and literally nothing else. I wouldn't have any circuit boards, I wouldn't have any rubber. So it's actually very much a good thing that I messed up in this fashion. Now, that does mean I have to rework some of this, because along with making the computers, which I have everything set up for, I also need to get more copper, because if I want to make more circuit boards, then I need more copper, obviously. Really, it should be fine. I just have to go get more copper, and basically that's it. So, firstly, I'm going to go look up the recipe for circuit boards. It's 15 copper sheets per minute and 30 plastic per minute for 7.5 circuit boards per minute, which is fine. So this is good enough. I just need 15 more copper sheets, which means I need 30 more copper, if I'm not mistaken. I do also have to make sure that I can make this stuff, so I have to go pick up all of this and unlock this one. I do also have to worry about about these two things, but that will be a later whatever, and I might not even automate those. I think I'll just get the resources and then go with it from there, because I'm too lazy to actually care. Here we go. Industrial.
Reached. The manufacturer
Stop.
Production
No, that's not the right button. What the? What is going on? Excuse me? What happened?
In transportation, automated project parts enable progress to the next phase.
What did I? What? My buttons are all wrong. Excuse me? Uh-huh. Okay, what? Anyway, yes, I need to get turbofuel, which I can get with compacted coal and fuel and stuff. But now that I've got that picked up, I don't know. I forgot the word. I don't even think it's that complicated a word. I just forgot it. I've got that I did that indeed. So now I just gotta go get more copper first. I do need to bump this up to 152, which is still fine. It just takes more power now, but again, whatever. Do, of course, also have to fix these so that they can handle 152.5, between the two of them at least. That is 76.25. I don't think 2 can handle that. 72 is fine. Is 76 fine? It is not. Yeah, I can have another one of these right here that just barely works. Missing steel beams! Gotta love not having anything. This way is good enough. You can hardly even see it. It's fine. And then I have to change these so that they can handle an extra... Oh, they're maxed out. I needed an extra 30, right? So I just need 2 and have them do 15, I guess. Yeah, actually, it's not very much space. I'll just go ahead and rework this real quick. Well, really, I just need to get rid of this one and then have another set over here. Another set of 2. That is good enough. There, and somewhat avoids those things. Thank you. And just shove it in there, because I don't actually care at all. Please let me out. Thank you. And now it is entirely unbalanced, so I'm just going to combine them. because that makes more sense. So this is now our copper sheets, and this is our cable. These two are screws, and then this is the in, which I don't have to worry about right now. That should be all of my mistakes fixed. So now I just have to figure out the configuration for one of these. Although first I need to figure out how to arrange the assemblers for those things. Circuit boards, that's what they're called. For my circuit boards, one of them needs to be 50 and one of them needs to be 30, or yeah, 30 plastic per minute, I think. Maybe 15. I don't. Yeah, 30? Let me check. I'm a big dum-dum, so I keep forgetting. Circuit boards. Since I need 25 of these total for the computers, I would need 50 copper sheets and 100 plastic, which I think means I screwed something up, because if I come up here, each of these is making 25. So that's not all of my mistakes fixed. I need 2 copper ingots for every 1 copper sheet. I need 50 copper sheets per minute for the computers, and then I need an extra 30 copper sheets per minute for the excess circuit boards. Yes, or no, I need 15 per minute, which adds to 30 copper ingots. Okay, so I do think I got that number right for this stuff. But I miscounted these, because if I was taking in 50 per minute for all of these, I would need 200, which I don't have. I only have 100 in copper ingots for this stuff, which I do believe just means I need 2 less of these. So I can go down here and get rid of these ones. Or I can get rid of these and just change the numbers in that one, because I do need the 50 that I'm making at the bottom there just for the circuit boards for the computers, but I can use these to make the circuit boards for just the circuit boards. That's what it is. So these ones will be making 50, these two will be making 50, which is what I need. I do believe is what I need. I should probably check that before I go ruining everything. For circuit boards, if I were to have 25, I do need 50 for the copper sheets. So those two down there are doing that. And then these two I need less. I only need, I think, 7.5 for each. So now these two combined make 15. These two make 15 and these two make 50. So these will be for the computers, and then the ones up there will be for my extra circuit boards. I am going to have to rearrange these in terms of how much plastic. I think for... That's not the button! I think for computers, I need... How much was this? 45 per minute just for the computers. And then there is the extra... I think if I have 65 of the copper sheets, then I need 130 plastic for the circuit boards. So that makes a total of 180 plastic, and then I would want extra plastic for canisters, so probably an extra 30 for that, and then an extra maybe 30 just to have plastic, which would make 240, and that translates to 360 of the crude oil per minute. And then the remaining 120 can be devoted to rubber, which would make, I believe, 240 rubber per minute, which is a lot. I do have to check that. The amount of rubber that is made is the same as the amount of plastic made. Oh no, that's 3 to 2. So that would not be 240. That would be, what, 80 or something? I don't know. It would make 80 per minute. 80 rubber per minute, which is a lot. Anyway, yeah, it seems all of this is working-ish now. Yeah, probably. So I just need to connect to this. So this system should be done, and these numbers are not correct yet, but we can work on those. It would be considerably easier to set like 3 of these or 4 of these to do the 240 plastic, and then have the rest of them do the rubber, and just have all the plastic go onto one line, and then have that line cascade through all of the assemblers and manufacturers for the circuit boards and the computers. That's what they're called. I will have 2 assemblers over here. How do I get 240 out of 6? That would be 4, so if I had each of these making 40 per minute, I will have these 6 making all of my plastic that I need. And from back here, my circuit boards, I need to have, what was it, 25 of them? So to cut between 2, it'd be best to have 12.5. So now I have 25 circuit boards coming out of here. Let me get a merger. So now that will all go this way, and I can have a manufacturer once I get my heavy modular frames. I think what I'll do, like I said, I'll actually have a third one of these, making just one setup for circuit boards, and the plastic can go straight through there as needed. Although I should actually rearrange these, because I want this one to be the smallest number, so that it fills up faster, and that way the rest of them, thank you, can get the numbers that they need sooner. And then the rest of the plastic will go that way to the computer manufacturer, though some of it will have to go to a constructor for, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Empty canisters, taking 30 per minute in, which is the numbers that I set. So let me put another one of these down, and then it'll go around and to the manufacturer, along with the circuit boards from here, which also need the copper sheets from over there. And then up at the front here somewhere, I think, is where I'll have my storage containers. And then those storage containers will go to trucks leading up to the main base. But then I do have to reroute the trucks, so I'll get rid of all that and then extend the road this way. And then I'll have a dock down here somewhere for the trucks to go to. So I've gone ahead and I've routed everything over here. So the plastic for all of this will come this way. So we have this one, which is dedicated to exclusively just circuit boards. Then these 2 that are circuit boards for the manufacturer does now have 25 circuit boards in per minute. But I do have to get the plastic. Oh, forgot this part. I do have to get the plastic that's just going straight to the manufacturer's going. So that's got to go around there. And I'll probably route this underneath, because it's just going straight to some storage containers over there. Now I do need to get this all connected as well. It would probably actually be better to route it underneath, both visually and functionally. So that should all be connected now. So all of this is working just fine. I do need to get this to... So I need one... I don't know why I thought that would be going to a storage container. It's not. I need one for computers. I need one for the straight-up circuit boards. And then, with this, the plastic that's going there, I don't actually need to do anything with the plastic itself. But I do need to take this and this to a storage container, and then figure out fuel to put in these, which shouldn't be too hard. I also need a storage container for the rubber, and a storage container for just the plastic. Now I need to make up the rest of the oil, because currently these 6 are taking up 360, so I need to figure out, 120 with these? 120 divided by 3 is 40. So if I have this making rubber, what is 2/3 of 40? 24 and a third. Just a guess. I was wrong. Is it 26 and a third? Almost. 26 and 2/3? Yep, there you go. 26 times 3 is 78, if I'm not mistaken. And then 2/3 times 3 is just 2. So we have 80 rubber per minute and 80 heavy oil residue per minute coming out of these. But then we do also have 120 heavy oil residue coming out of this, which makes 160 total. So we'll have to see how that ends up going. We now have everything belted up and connected correctly. Everything for making the computers and the circuit boards, at least. So now we just have to figure out the exit pipes and what to do with that. So firstly, I need a few more refineries for fuel. I got a little bit of the numbers wrong. It turns out that we're making 200 heavy oil residue per minute, or cubic meters of it anyway, because 26 times 3 is 78, and then 2/3 times 3 is 2, and then you add that together and you get 80. So these three are making 80, and then if I come over here, 20 times 6 is 120. So we're making 200 heavy oil residue per minute. To cover for that, we can have 4 of them taking in 50, or we can have 3 of them taking in 66 and 2/3, which is considerably easier. So we can just set this to 44, point a bunch of 4s, except I need to set it to overclock in the first place. Actually, I'll just do this one first, and then copy it to the other ones. So these 3 should all be making just as much as we need. This is basically 2/3 of 100, and if you multiply that by 3, you end up with 200, so this should be correct for sure. So now I just need to get all of the outputs of the heavy oil residue connected and into these, which I will probably do the majority of externally, because it's easier that way. I shouldn't need pipeline Mark IIs, because I'm only carrying 200, and the pipeline Mark Is are just fine at that. There you go, so that can all now go this way. So all the heavy oil residue is coming into here. So all of this, once I get turbofuel, can go into more refineries, plus some compacted coal, which I do actually need to go research that. So now down here at the main base, I can research compacted coal, and then I need to make some compacted coal, and I can get turbofuel. How do I make compacted coal? It's made in the assembler. Can I not make it by hand? I can't make it by hand. I have to make it in this stupid thing. Okay, give me that. And compact alternate. That's an alternate? Really? I guess, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead and put my coal in here, and then the sulfur in here. That should just go ahead and make compacted coal. And once I'm done with this, I can go unlock turbofuel. I forgot to hit record, or more accurately, I hit record and it didn't actually do anything. But I went ahead and researched the turbofuel as well, which does require compacted coal and fuel. With the amount of fuel I'm making, I think it's around 130 something per minute. I will need 80 something compacted coal per minute, which I can get with this coal up here and some sulfur that's over there-ish somewhere. So I'll go ahead and put a miner down on this one. Got some sulfur right here, and just gotta overclock that to 88 point a bunch of 8s. Can't wait until I get the rifle. It's so much better than all this crap. Just gotta do some research on the sulfur line at some point. So this is the sulfur, and now I need to get the coal over here. With all the overclocking I'm doing over there, I am also going to have to turn off probably a couple of factories until I get the turbo fuel generators up and running. So before I get the factory up and running, I do have to mess with my power grid so that I can hopefully get some stuff up here where I can get a thing for a bunch of power switches, and then I can route all my power through my base and then out to the other factories elsewhere. That is not a problem for current Rest of Toasty to deal with. That is a problem for future Rest of Toasty to despise current Rest of Toasty over. So now I need to have an assembler right here. So 25, and I need 80, which means I need 4 of these. So I need to rework that. I'll just have it go the easy way. So that's all connected now, and this will be making compacted coal. But I do actually have to drop this a little bit. 22.mm. So now I can give that to the rest of these. And then I need another couple of refineries, probably more, actually. What's the max, actually? 22.5. 130 something divided by 22.5 is 5.925 repeating. I don't think I want 6 refineries for turbofuel, so I think I will overclock these ones just to 200%. That puts me at 2.962 repeating. And now I just need to get the splitters going. So that works, and now I just have to get all that over here. And then I need that, and a packager. Can I make a packager? Packager. Let me go ahead and put that right here. So this will come this way and go there. This is only making 20 per minute. 30 would be better, so I'll go ahead and jump that up to 30. Actually, this is making 60 canisters. Let me cut that down, and then I can just have some extra plastic just for plastic. And I need to figure out an awesome sink so that I can get rid of excess. I also need to actually unlock the fuel generators, which requires computers and beams and modular frames, so I have to make all that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just basically dump my inventory and then pick up the stuff that I need. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and set it to circuit boards. I'm gonna overclock it completely just because I don't have time for this at all. So now this is making circuit boards. Not even that many. Yeah, and then more of the plastic and copper sheets. But I will just go make the heavy modular frames so I can free up some inventory space. And then I'll just go ahead and get a manufacturer to make all my computers. So now that that's all done, I can take this and get me some fuel generators. Assuming these numbers are all correct, I have 111-ish, and then I subtract 30. That's 81.1 repeating. Yeah, at full overclock, one of these will take 11.45 of the turbo fuel per minute, which means that I need 8, but like slightly less than 8, and then each one of those needs to be at 10.13 whatever, which means I need to have the megawatts at 332.059, and then I do need 8 of these, so I can get most of this pretty easily. Just the heavy modular frames and the computer is going to be difficult. And we're just going to have to hope that all those janked numbers actually end up working the way they're supposed to, because if they don't, then I don't know what to do. So now that I've got all that, I can actually finally build my fuel generators, and the setup for my next factory will be done. I'm not sure if I have as much room as I need. Does this work? I guess it does. That works just fine, I think, because I can go ahead and put one of these in the middle. Yeah, that works. So now I just have to figure that out, which shouldn't be too hard because I just have to fix those belts, which were stupid anyway. Looks like that works now. So this should all be going to where it needs to be. Excuse me, sir. And now we do have everything set up and connected correctly. All the belts and all the pipes are going in the right places. The only thing we haven't connected yet is power, but I'll get to that in the next episode because I'm reworking my entire power grid anyway. I'm also going to do some more with some designs for what this factory is going to end up looking like, but for now it's not that big a deal, so I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Go check out the previous episode on oil production in the Satisfactory playlist, and I will see you for the completion of this factory and a bunch of other projects in the next episode. Bye bye.